Now, question words usually who, where, or how. And you will always have a question mark behind that word. Where is your teacher? Where do you stay? Question mark. So let's have a look how we use it. When we say who, we usually talk about people. Who are they? Who are the people in the story? When we talk about where, we usually talk about places. Places. Where did it happen? Where? That's what we usually talk about. When we talk about what, we talk about objects. Objects. What is that? What is that? Then we ask why. Why did that happen? We talk about reason. She tripped over a rock and fell. Why did she trip? The reason, the reason. When we look at when, we always talk about time. When did this happen? When are you coming home? That's time. And then lastly, we talk about how. When we use how, we talk about description or manner, the description or manner of doing something. Now, remember, you also now starting to learn more about verbs. We will just go over this quickly again. A verb is an action word. The verb in your sentence is an action word. Play, football, play is your action. They skip, we eat, Bob eats. These are all action words. Our nouns, the nouns in the sentence is always about a person, an animal, a place, a thing, or an idea or event. Okay, so you could see here some examples. If we look at the sentence, the students love Apex. So our subject or noun is students. The verb is Apex. Okay, so let's get going with our knowledge activation. Okay, we can see today it's about a birthday party. Oh, excuse me. It's about a birthday party today. What are some reasons we can have a surprise party? There are many reasons. Sometimes it is just to say goodbye to people. Sometimes it's for a promotion to wish them well. Sometimes it's for a birthday. There's many reasons why we can have a surprise party. Okay, now let's go have a look at our knowledge activation and just see how we use this here. The grammar expression that we use today is so. That is an adverb emphasis. Adverb emphasis. So we will say surprise parties are so fun. It is just an emphasis. We can also use it and say surprise parties are so much fun. So we use the subject, surprise parties, plus the verb are, and then the emphasis, the adverb, so, and then our fun, our adjective, fun, are so fun. So let's go have a look at some of our sentences. If we say surprise parties are so fun, are surprise parties a lot of fun or just a little fun? What do you think, Windows? Are they a lot of fun or little fun if we look at this? Windows? Windows, camera on, please, so I can see you. Kathy, if we look at the sentence and I say to you, surprise parties are so fun, are they a lot of fun or just a little fun? They're a lot of fun. Yes, they are a lot of fun. That's it. Teacher, you are so beautiful means she's really, really beautiful. Okay. Let's look at our sentences here. Parker, do the first one with me. Lychees are delicious, or B, lychees are so delicious. Which one is correct here, Parker? A or B?
B.
B is correct. Lychees are so delicious. You can see you use the so just before our adjective. In this case, adjective is delicious. So we use the so, the adverb so, just before the adjective. Okay, let's go to Amory. Number 2, my feet are so smelly, or my feet are smelly so. Which one is correct, Amory? A or B?
A, teacher.
That's right. A is correct. My feet are so smelly. Again, we can see we use the so, the adverb, before our adjective smelly. My feet are so smelly. Okay, well done. Let's go have a look at our color chart here today. If we look at animals, we can see what will they become. Sorry, I just want to get... It doesn't want to work with me today. When we look at animals and color in nature, we can see how animals can actually change color. A chameleon, when it's in a tree, it will become green like the tree. What do you think that the snake, what color will that snake become in a tree? It's going to become green like the tree. Look at the octopus. Okay. Yes, on the ocean floor, he's going to become that green blue. So they can camouflage themselves. We can hardly see them. They can camouflage themselves. This is how they can change colors. So now let's go have a look at our surprise party for today. Why do you think animals can change their skin colors? Why do you think that is, Nikki? Why can they change skin colors?
It changes color to protect.
Exactly, to protect themselves. They want to protect themselves by blending in with the nature. Look at that octopus, so colorful when it comes down, and the one is looking down at the other one. He looks exactly like the ocean floor. You can hardly see him. Okay, now we're going to read about our surprise party today. Let's go see what it's all about. While we read it, I want you to have a look at the questions we've just discussed now, the WH questions. Who are they? Where are they? What are they doing? And why? Let's have a look.
I have the cake, said Cuttlefish. Octopus, did you bring balloons? Yes, said Octopus. I brought 8 of them. Put them next to the cake and presents, said Mrs. Chameleon. Surprise parties are so much fun, said Cuttlefish. Then the door started to open. Hide, everyone! Mr. Chameleon is home. Octopus changed his skin to look like the wallpaper. It changed from gray to green with little stars. Cuttlefish's skin changed to look like the sofa's brown cushions. Mrs. Chameleon changed to match the yellow and brown carpet. Mr. Chameleon came in the door and was very confused. He saw the presents, cake, and balloons on the table. Then Octopus, Cuttlefish, and Mrs. Chameleon shouted,
Very
"Surprise!"
Good. So you can see our surprise party. Okay, now I'm going to start with Vincent. Vincent, camera on for me, please. Okay, let's have a look, Vincent. Who are we talking about in the story? Who are we talking about?
Octopus, good there, fish.
Cuttlefish, yes. And who else? So we have, if we look at the first story here, we have cuttlefish, we have octopus, we have Mrs. Chameleon and Mr. Chameleon. Okay, well done. Windows, can you tell me where the story happened? Thank you, Vincent. Please switch your camera on for me. Windows, where did the story happen?
In the house.
That's it, in their house. Very good, Windows. Kathy, whose birthday was it? Whose birthday party was it? It was Mr. Chameleon's birthday party. And who arranged the birthday party for him, Amourie? Who arranged the surprise party?
Mrs. Chameleon.
That's it, Mrs. Chameleon. Now we can see here, when he arrived, they decided to hide away. If we look at the first picture here, we can see how they're all planning. They have the balloons, they have the presents and the cake. And in the second picture, when he appeared, look at Octopus. Octopus disappeared into the wall so they could look just like the wall. Mrs. Chameleon decided to look like the floor, and she became one of the floor there. And we have Cuttlefish King, who's hiding on the couch. Can you see them all? Very good. That's to start with Parker. I want to read the first paragraph for me. I just want to get it up. Okay. Start with the first one here for me, please, Parker.
I have the cat, so good to fish. Afterward, did you bring balloons? Yes, said Afterward. I brought 8 of them, put them next to the cat and presents. So
Mrs. Chameleon.
Miss Chameleon, surprise, parties are so much fun. So good to fish.
Good. Then the door started to open. Hide, everyone. Mr. Chameleon is home. Well done. So here again, we can see it's the party. They're all planning for the party. They have a cake. They have the balloons, 8 balloons. And it's a prize party that they're having for Mr. Chameleon. Okay, let's go over to the next one. Nikki, I'm going to ask you to do the next reading for me, please.
Okay. Octopus changed its skin to look like the wallpaper. It changed from gray to green with little stars. Cuttlefish skin changed to look like the sofa's brown cushions. Mrs. Chameleon changed to match the yellow and brown carpet.
Well done. Okay, Nikki, that's good. Kathy, can you continue with the reading for me, please? Very good. Surprise. So Mr. Chameleon, take note when we abbreviate that. Mr. we write with a MR full stop, and Mrs. we write with the MRS full stop. Mr. and Mrs. Chameleon. Well done, Kathy. Okay, now we're going to go over to our comprehension checkup. And I'm going to ask Windows, what is the story mainly about, Windows? A, B, or C?
Changing skin colors.
Think so? No, try again.
Is B.
It's B, having a surprise party. Yes, having a surprise party. Vincent, what did Octopus bring? What did Octopus bring to the party? Vincent, what did Octopus bring? Kathy, can you help me? That's it. He brought 8 balloons. Well done. Amory, why did Octopus, Cuttlefish, and Mrs. Chameleon hide? Why did they hide? Because it's a, what party is it?
I don't know.
They hide because Mr. Chameleon came home, and remember, it was a surprise party for him. Okay, Nikki, Octopus skin changed from grey to green. Is that true, Nikki?
True, teacher.
It's true. Well done. Parker, Mrs. Chameleon's skin changed to look like the cushions. Is that true or false?
False.
It's false. Okay. Kathy, guess how Mr. Chameleon would feel. Can you guess how he would feel? Most probably surprised. He's surprised and very happy. If someone arranges a surprise party for you and you get home and all of a sudden they jump up and they say, surprise, if it's your birthday, I think we're going to be very surprised and very happy as well. Okay, there we go. Well done, all of you. Good round there. The visual mapping you can do for yourself as homework. I just want to show you again. When we ask our WH questions, what I mean by that, can you see when we look at our visual mapping and we take everything apart? We always start with the who and the where. The who is in the story, Cuttlefish, Octopus, Mr. Chameleon, and Mrs. Chameleon. That is our who. So any story we always start with who is in the story. The people or the animals, who is in the story. And then the next one, where the story took place, in Mr. and Mrs. Chameleon's house. Now, if you see the rest of the story, remember I told you in the beginning, we always start with the who and the where, and then we go to the what. What happened? What did they bring? How did they do? Then we give body to the story with the what and the how questions. What, how, why? What, how, why? And lastly, what did he feel? They shouted surprise. Can you see the story? How it unfolds? Exactly, I was telling you here in the beginning. If we quickly go back to that, I will just show you again how we've done all of that here. You can see here these questions that I said to you. We always start with a who is in the story, where, what, when, why, and how. Can you remember? Now, when we go back, we can see exactly how we've used it. We have our who, where, what, how, why, and when. Okay. So, especially now in Sprout, this is something that you have to learn very, very quickly, because you're starting to write a lot more and you're doing more speaking assignments and presentations. So when we show you a picture, we always expect you to go in that order. You tell us who is in the picture, where are they, and what the picture is all about. What is it all about? So this is how put the balloons next to the cake and presents. So Windows, can you look at sentence 1 and please tell me what is our chunk in that sentence? Windows, what is the chunk in sentence 1? the chunk is next to the cake and the presents. So let's have a look at it. The balloons will be our noun. Put and next to, if we look at the sentence, if I say to you, take something and put it next to the bowl of plates, we can see that is our chunk. Put it next to, that is your action, your verb and your nouns put together. Put the trash cans next to the sofa and bed. Next to the sofa and bed is our chunk. Okay, now let's look at the picture here. Nikki, if we look at that first sentence, put the balloons next to the cake and present. Let's have a look at this picture here, table and chair, and make me a sentence with that.
Put the balloons next to the table and chair.
Beautiful. Put the balloons next to the table and chair. Well done. Vincent, let's look at number 2 here. The door started to open. So give me the chunk in the sentence, please, Vincent. Vincent, are you there? Vincent? Okay, seems Vincent is gone. Amari, look at that sentence number 2. The door started to open. Give me the chunk there, please.
The elevator start to open.
There we go. The elevator starts to open. So our chunk there is started to or started to close. That is the chunk in that sentence there. Okay, let's go to our next page now. Dialogue practice. I want you to do the dialogue practice as part of your homework. You can see, let's quickly listen and see what they say.
What a great day to visit the zoo. Here.
And practice your own speech there. You can change it and make your own speech there. Now I want to go over and start with our storytelling and theme talk. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. I want you to do your own story for me, and then you're going to do a presentation for me. And I want a presentation from each of you. There are 4 pictures, and then the 5th one is our surprise picture. So I need 5 sentences from each of you to tell me what the story is all about. You start with number 1, and then you go then. We go next, and lastly, number 5 is the ending. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to quickly write your 6 sentences and then do a presentation for me, please. Windows, are you ready? Start writing your sentences, please. 5 sentences. Remember to use the format that I've just given you, the who, the where. Remember to use the presentation, the who, the where, and the what and the why.
Picture 1, I can make the sentence.
I beg your pardon?
Picture 1.
Okay, who's, sorry, let me just see who's ready. Who's ready with it?
The octopus changed the color.
Yes, Nikki, the octopus changed.
Wallpaper.
Like the wallpaper, green and stars. Okay, that's right. Next.
The cuttlefish change color, light like a cousin.
Like the couch, yes. What color is that?
Brown.
Brown, like the couch, okay. Next. The chameleon.
Change the color yellow and brown like the carpet.
That's it. That's Mrs. Chameleon, yes. And then next. Mr. Chameleon. Okay, what Nicky is busy with his presentation. Okay, Kathy, Nicky is still busy, but Kathy, it seems as though you're also ready. So can you do yours? Start with picture number 1 for me, Kathy. The color of the wall. Okay. Okay, so you start off, sorry, Kathy, I just want to stop you there for a second. We start with number 1. Mr. Octopus decided to hide on the wall. He changed his color to look like the green wallpaper with stars on it. And then you go next. Next, the cuttlefish. And then you can continue. Next, the cuttlefish hides on the couch. Good. Next. The floor. Right. Very good. And what do you think happened in picture number 5, Kathy? How do you think he felt? Very happy and very surprised. Very good. Well done, Kathy. Okay, so you see how we follow it. I just want to show you again. You start with number 1. They had a surprise party for Mr. Chameleon. They heard him coming in the door. So Mrs. Chameleon asked them all to hide. So Octopus decided to hide on the wall and turn himself into green and stars. Then you go next, because you followed up to explain the story. Next, Mr. Cuttlefish decided to hide on the brown couch and changed himself to the brown color of the couch. Mrs. Chameleon hid out on the floor and changed herself to the brown and yellow colors of the floor. Mr. Chameleon walked through the door and was very surprised. He couldn't see any of them, but he saw the cakes and the balloons and the presents on the table. Then they all jumped up and shouted, "Surprise!" Mr. Chameleon was very surprised and very happy. Okay, so you see how we follow the line of the story. Well done there, Kathy. Thank you, Nikki. Now I'm going to go to Amari. Can you do a presentation for me, please? Marie, you must unmute when you speak, otherwise I can't hear you.
Yeah. Could you say again?
I says when you speak, you must unmute. You can do your presentation for me.
Yeah.
Start with number 1.
The octopus came home and Mrs. Chameleon was surprised.
Very good. And then lastly, how do you think Mr. Chameleon felt?
The octopus, the squid, and Mrs. Chameleon shout, surprise.
Okay. And do you think Mr. Chameleon was happy or sad about his surprise party?
I think Mrs. Chameleon was happy.
He's very happy, very good. And that is how you do it. Well done. There's a mark for you, a point for you as well. So it's Nikki, it's Kathy, and Amaury so far. Who's going to go next for me? Windows, are you ready? Parker, can you start with your presentation for me, please? Come, let's do it together. In the first picture, what do you see on the wall? What did Mr. Octopus do? Mr. Octopus decided to do what? Parker?
The octopus is on the wall.
He's hiding on the wall and changed his colors to green and stars. Okay, I just want to tell you, time is up, unfortunately. We're gonna cut out any moment now. So I just have enough time to quickly say goodbye to all of you. Thank you very much for taking part of the class. Please, I want you to go and write your sentences. It's very important that you learn how to write and how to do the presentation.